At 1:20 in the morning, a city of 50,000 people was fast asleep. 3 kilometers away, a man reached for a button built to keep them safe. He pressed it, and it killed the night instead. This is the last normal evening of a city called Pripyat, and the enemy that took it was one nobody could see. It is the 26th of April, 1986. A little girl sleeps with a teddy bear under her arm. Her school bag waits by the door for a morning that will never come. Pripyat was a young city, built for the people who ran the power plant. The average age here was just 26. It had schools, a swimming pool, a hospital, cafes by the river. It was meant to be a picture of the future, and tomorrow was supposed to be ordinary. Families had plans. The children wanted to ride the brand new Ferris wheel at the amusement park, opening in just a few days for the spring holiday. Nobody in the city imagined they would never see their homes again. Because less than 3 kilometers away, inside a building most of them never thought about, something was already going very wrong. On the outside, reactor number 4 looked completely normal. Steam, lights, a quiet machine in the dark. But inside it, the most powerful force humans had ever tamed was about to slip its leash. Inside the control room, engineers were running a safety test, a routine one, the kind meant to prove the reactor could survive an emergency. And here is the part that still gives me chills. The test, designed to prove it was safe, is the very thing that would destroy it. The power dropped far lower than it should have. The operators tried to bring it back, but every correction quietly made things worse. So they did what tired people under pressure do. They turned off the warnings one after another just to keep the test going. And outside, the city slept on. No sirens, no reason to be afraid, just a stray dog crossing an empty street and a kitchen clock ticking toward 1:23. Back in the control room, the final decision was made. One engineer reached for the emergency button. It had a name, AZ5. It existed for one reason only, to shut the reactor down. Press it, and hundreds of control rods drop into the core and choke the reaction in seconds, to stop everything. It was supposed to be the safest thing in the room. He pressed it, and for a fraction of a second, nothing. Then, the button that should have saved every soul in Pripyat did the exact opposite. Because of a flaw nobody in that room fully understood, the tips of those rods gave the dying reactor one last, violent push instead of stopping it. The off switch became a trigger. Seconds after 1:23:40, reactor number 4 exploded. A column of blue light rose silently into the night sky. Strange and almost beautiful. But that quiet glow was pure poison made visible. And the explosion itself was not the disaster. It was only the door the disaster walked through. Here is what makes this story different from any fire, any storm, any war you have ever heard of. When the reactor tore open, it threw something invisible into the air. No smell, no color, no sound. You could stand in it, breathe it, let it settle on your skin, and feel absolutely nothing. Radiation, the enemy you cannot see. Your body has no alarm for it, no pain to warn you. Firemen arrived within minutes to fight what they thought was an ordinary rooftop fire. Brave men in cloth uniforms, standing on ground so radioactive that just being there was a slow, silent sentence. They picked up chunks of black graphite with their bare hands, never knowing they were holding pieces of the reactor's burning heart. Some of them would be gone within weeks, not burned by flames, but from the inside, by something they never saw coming. That is why radiation terrifies people more than fire ever could. Fire you run from. This you can walk right into smiling and never know until it is far too late. Think of it like a sunburn you cannot feel while it is happening, one that burns not your skin, but the tiny machinery inside every cell of your body. And the people of Pripyat? They came out to watch. It was the middle of the night, but the sky was glowing. And curiosity is a very human thing. Families stood on balconies. Some walked toward the plant to see the strange light. Parents lifted children onto their shoulders for a better view of the most beautiful, most poisonous glow they would ever see. Ash drifted down like a soft grey snow, and some children reached out to catch it. Nobody told them to go inside. Nobody knew they should. For a day and a half, life just went on. Children went to school. People hung their washing in the open air. A wedding was even held that afternoon. The town got ready for a spring holiday, while an invisible dust settled over everything they owned. Then, 36 hours later, the buses came. More than 1,000 of them, in a line that stretched for kilometers. A calm voice on the loudspeakers said it was temporary. Bring your papers, a little food, enough for about 3 days. Do not bring your pets. So they left the dogs behind the locked doors. They left the teddy bears on the beds, the dishes in the sink, the photographs on the walls. 50,000 people closed up their lives, expecting to be home by the weekend. The city never got its people back. That little girl from the start of our story, with the teddy bear and the school bag by the door, she grew up. She is somebody's grandmother now, in a city far from here. But that bear is still on that bed, in that dark apartment. And she never once got to unlock that door again. The amusement park never opened. That bright yellow Ferris wheel the children were promised for the holiday, it never carried them. It stands there still today, rusting over an empty city, one of the loneliest objects on Earth. A model Soviet town emptied in a single afternoon. Not by a bomb, not by fire, but by something no one could see or smell. A whole city silenced by an enemy without a face. I have watched a lot of human stories. Most disasters you can see coming. The wave, the fire, the storm on the horizon. But Chernobyl is different. It teaches something quieter and harder. The things that hurt us most are often the things we never feel arriving. A single button, pressed by people trying to help. A danger with no colour and no sound. A city that trusted a quiet night. It reminds you to respect what you cannot see, and to be gentle with the ordinary evenings, the sleeping children, the small, unremarkable tomorrows. Because the people of Pripyat had all of that too. Right up until 1:23 in the morning. They thought it was just another normal night. So did you once. Hold on to yours a little tighter.